Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at how to give information. For example, I saw or I heard someone doing something. So to start with, we'll have the first person followed by the particle wa. Then we'll have the second person followed by the particle ga. Then we'll put our verb into its dictionary form and we'll finish with the particles no and o. Now we've seen the particle no attached to verbs in the past and you're probably wondering what it does, but it doesn't really change the verb. It's added after the verb so that it can be used like a noun. So in English, we add ing to make a noun out of a verb, like reading in the sentence, I like reading. So in Japanese, we do the same thing by adding no after a plain verb. And we'll attach either the verb miru or kiku. Miru means to see and kiku means to hear. So for example, Dad is watching the cat playing. お父さんは猫が遊んでいるのを見ています. So we have our person 1, which is Dad, お父さん, and we have our person 2, which is cat, 猫, and we have our verb in its dictionary form, 遊んでいる, playing. And then we finish with the particles no and o, and the verb 見ています, watching. Let's take a look at the second example here. The customer is irritated watching me wrapping up the parcel. お客は私が包んでいるのを見てイライラしました. So person 1 in this situation is the customer, お客, and person 2 is me or I, and that is 私. And our verb in its dictionary form is the verb to wrap up, which is 包んでいる. It's in its te form, present continuous form. And that's followed by the particles no o and the verb mite. Now, as per usual, if it's you who is person 1 in the sentence, then you can omit yourself from the sentence and you can just start with person 2, followed by the particle ga, the verb in its dictionary form, the particles no ga this time, so not no o, it's no ga, and we have ga instead of o because we finish with a verb in its potential form. That means I can do something or I could hear something or see something, so on and so forth. The verbs in this case would be mieru, which is mimas in its potential form, and kikoeru, which is the verb kikimas in its potential form. For example, I could hear John talking on the phone. ジョンさんが電話で話しているのが聞こえました. So in this case, I am person 1. Therefore, I can be omitted from the sentence because it's automatically assumed I'm already talking about myself. So we only need to have person 2 in this example. And in this case, that's John. So we have John here, ジョンさんが. And then we have our verb in its dictionary form, which is the verb 話している, talking, followed by the particle no ga, and we finish with the verb kikoemashita, which is the potential past tense form of the verb kikimasu. I could hear. So as I mentioned earlier, when person 1 is the speaker, watashi is usually omitted. And the same pattern is used with other final verbs such as forget and know. For example, Mum did not know that I was doing a part-time job. お母さんは私がアルバイトをしているのを知りませんでした. So in this case, we've used the verb 知ります and we've changed it into its polite past negative tense. 知りませんでした. In our second example, I completely forgot to receive the money or take the money. お金をもらうのをすっかり忘れてしまいました. So in this case, we have the verb 忘れます, which means to forget something. So we have 忘れて in its te form しまいました. I completely forgot. So that's about all for this topic, but if you have any questions or comments, please let me know.